So there's a bunch of new phones. There's the Pixel 10, the Pixel 10 Pro, Pixel 10 Pro Max,
XL.
Pixel 10 Pro XL, and the Pixel 10 Pro Fold.
Yeah.
Lots of really great names, easy names.
Mm-hmm.
They're all the same prices as last year, and frankly, there's not that much that's actually different about them. There's a couple interesting things, like the foldable now is IP68 rated. Qi2 in all of these phones.
Pixel Snap.
I actually think that's my favorite feature.
That's probably the biggest.
There's magnets in all of these phones, and so now they can attach, and they're strong too. They're like actually firm, and so they have these accessories, like they're called Pixel Snap. There's a charger, there's a little dock you can throw it on, but you can also throw this on MagSafe accessories, and it firmly sits on them.
The clip you used in the impressions video is like
nerve-wracking, but it was
he
so good.
Flips it with his hand, and it just stays on the like ring thing the whole time.
I asked Google, like, why did you brand this Pixel Snap? Because now if Oppo adopts Qi2, is it going to be Oppo clip? And Google said that it's just the Qi2 standard, but they optimize the magnets and everything, which you can't tell because they have a ring adapter, like one of those ring things, and you put it on the back of the phone, and no matter which way you turn it, it stays sturdy. Like, it seems like they have done a lot of optimization to make sure that the magnets are very strong.
And like the friction of the little felt in between them, like all of that, it seemed very well thought out, and it worked in my hour or two of hands-on very well. So I think that might be my favorite feature. But Tensor 5 is in there. It's a bit more powerful. We haven't benchmarked it yet, but I don't think it's going to magically be Snapdragon 8 Elite level. That's not the focus. It's still a Pixel, and all of its clever software features and AI and conversational photo editing and all of that, that's what makes the Pixel the Pixel. So they still look the same. They still have a lot of the same camera hardware. They have similar battery sizes, slightly bigger batteries than last year. But in general, slightly brighter displays too, but they're pretty similar to last year.
I mean, Tensor, at least it's TSMC this time, so it's supposed to be quite a bit more efficient. They said the CPU is 34% faster. There's a 60% faster TPU, so that means it's got way more Tensor cores. It's going to be running a lot of the models natively on device. And there's a new Gemini Nano model that runs 2.6 times faster and 2x as efficiently in some use cases, they said. Which, I don't know. This year they're clearly leaning into a lot of the AI features that can happen natively on your phone that can sort of fetch information from other apps within the Google ecosystem.
So if you were hoping for like 100-watt charging or a brand new 100-megapixel camera or like the most incredible display of all time or some other crazy raw horsepower stuff, it's not.
They did call it the best display ever on the live stream, though, which was interesting. It was like according to who?
Some choice words, It was according to who?
According to who? They said for the second year in a row is what they said too.
Oh, right, they did say that.
They did put the third camera on the base, which I'm excited for.
Triple cameras.
Lemongrass, baller color. Everyone was wrong about that, as per usual. Do you want to kind of really quickly just go over why then, if you have triple cameras on the 10, why you might go to the Pro and Pro XL? Because it's a little harder to see by, one, if you watch the event because they didn't say anything about it, or two, if you're just looking hardware-wise, they look exactly the same.
I mean, this is going to be similar, because I've talked about this in the past. The Pixel 10 is going to be the best deal. $799, you get the most for your money there. For $200 extra to get the Pixel 10 Pro, what do you get? And I don't know how much better, but you'll get slightly better triple cameras, right? It's still 5x optical zoom, but they'll let you super res zoom into 100x on the Pro.
It was pretty impressive in some of the cases.
We've seen some decent shots. I've also seen some pretty bad looking shots, but I think there are some cases where you could be impressed by the
100x does AI upscaling, to be clear.
Yes.
And it sometimes makes...
On anything beyond 30x, it does super res zoom, or ProRes zoom.
ProRes zoom on the Pros.
It is a slightly higher resolution display. It is a slightly brighter display at its peak brightness.
3300 nits versus 3000, which logarithmically is the same.
You won't notice that. And it is in fact a slightly smaller, 100 milliamp hour smaller battery, probably to fit those larger cameras. So it's a 4,870 milliamp hour versus 4,970 milliamp hour on the base. Aside from that, it's more RAM, 16 gigs of RAM versus 12, and you can get more max storage. It starts at 256 instead of 128. And they all have Qi2, blah, blah. That's basically what you get for your extra.
XL does get 2.2, which is the 25 watt.
Yes.
Well, the Pros are both 2.2.
Sorry, the XL
Just the XL
gets 2.2.
Really?
Just the XL. And the Pros also have better selfie cameras, 48 megapixel selfie cameras. So yeah, like you said, the XL is $11.99 and gets even faster charging, and obviously the larger battery and larger screen. And that's kind of it. So I think most people will get the most value for their money out of the regular Pixel 10, which is great. Then you have the Fold, $17.99. That's got your IP68, that's got your Pixel Snap G2, that's got Tensor and 16 gigs of RAM and more storage, and slightly thinner bezels. So basically the hinge being thinner on the left means it's like a more centered, normal looking closed screen, and then when it opens, there's still a crease, but it looks fine, open, 8-inch screen, a whole bunch cut out. Yeah, normal looking phone for that. I think it's the same cameras as last year. Maybe it's a new primary camera and then the other two are the same.
Yeah, it's a new 48 megapixel primary camera. There are some small things that are different between the regular one and the Pros. The Pros are the only ones that get the 8K 30 FPS with video boost and the night side video, where you don't get that on the regular one, which is sort of an interesting thing to leave out. Yeah. There's a Pro Controls camera mode on the Pros, whereas you don't get the Pro Controls mode on the regular one, if you're really hardcore about that kind of stuff. You get a better selfie camera on the Pros, so you get the 42 megapixel dual PD selfie camera, whereas the regular one has 10.5 megapixels. There's zoned UFS storage on the higher storage models of the Pros, which I had to look up what this was. Basically, they segment out the storage for storing different types of data so that it is like faster to retrieve, because when you're trying to access memory on like a 1 terabyte hard drive, it can take forever to like go through the hard drive and index everything and then bring it out to you. So they split it up into like different NAND segments, I guess.
This is only on the 512 and 1 terabyte models.
Yeah. And then technically 45 watt charging on the XL, but I don't know whether or not that's actually going to charge faster. Famously on the Galaxy S20 Ultra, I think it technically charged at 45 watts, but in practice it was like a 1 minute faster charge.
Yeah, the charging number that you see is often basically the peak number that you can achieve, which you only achieve that briefly at the very beginning of the charging curve at a few percent battery, and then it immediately drops down as it manages thermals and fills up the battery or whatever. So you might only see 45 watts for 2 seconds.
Right.
So we don't know. We'll test that as well. The review is in the works, as you can probably imagine.
Yeah, and then LTPO.
Basically. And then LTPO, right?
So you get 60 to 120 on the regular one, and 1 to 120 on the Pro.
So there you go. You don't have to watch the event to learn all that about these new phones. The event, though, was how do I even explain this? It was hosted by Jimmy Fallon. It was on the Google channel. It had about 20 celebrity guests.
Probably more.
In various capacities, like Lando Norris was one, Giannis Antetokounmpo was one, some photographer, Steph Curry. The list goes on.
Jeremy Lin
briefly.
The Jonas Brothers.
If you asked Google why they did it like this, I think their explanation would be, we wanted to reach the normie people. Like, the tech people already know about these phones. They watched the hands-on impressions video an hour before the event happened. But for the normal people who will buy a phone based on what Jimmy Fallon says, this was for them. And to that I would say, I don't think that worked. I don't think that's going to work.
I would say name a person you know that's not in our scene that's like, are you ready to watch the Google event today? Like, who do you know that's a non-techie person that's watching a tech event?
There's a possibility that on Jimmy Fallon's regular late night show, he plays a clip from the Google event that he's hosting.
Or like some short form content they pull out of it, and they're like, oh, that's Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Lots of Jimmys.
The S2 Jimmys.
Yeah. I do think it's smart of them to bring in a bunch of new audiences like this, though.
I would love to see the number on what new audience it is and how much of the audience is just us who watch it all the time and are like, did you guys say anything about the products?
But think about if they got all of these influencers and sports players and photographers and people to post on their own social media accounts, then at least they're sort of the people don't need to watch the event, right? As long as they can clip things and put it in the contract for all of the individual influencers to post about it.
I still don't know if that is converting like they're hoping to. How much money do you think they spent on just celebrity cameos?
Yeah.
That was an expensive event.
Yeah,
for sure.
We were joking that they could have spent all that money on 15 minutes of Taylor Swift and it probably would have had better conversion.
People would watch. If she announced her new album on the Pixel event instead of her boyfriend's podcast, the market share would be through the roof.
There was a really funny Onion meme that was like, what's his name? Her boyfriend? Travis Kelce receives invoice for Taylor Swift's podcast appearance.
This was a phone announcement event masquerading as an infomercial, masquerading as a organic celebrities hanging out and being cool and showing you their phone and stuff type of thing. It was unique. I'll give them that. It was ambitious, because it was live. And they did, to their credit, pull off some pretty impressive live tech demo. The phone call thing with the Spanish-speaking influencer who was talking on the phone. Having seen that demo in person fail many times, I was watching that intently like, this could go horribly. Like, this could go really wrong. And it actually went pretty well.
While I was checking the mail, did they do the live translation? Are you serious? Like, right when I left the room?
It went pretty well. There was one time where she said something and then the other end it came out, I am a crazy person or something.
It did say something weird,
I don't think that's what she meant to say. But every other time, it was
actually... It landed, it hit a high note at the end. It landed, and they said, like, an announcement, it'll go on sale in Mexico. Oh, wow, congrats. And it's, like, in the AI voice, it sounded kind of like Jimmy, so...
It is impressive that they're able to generate an AI voice of you within 2 seconds of your voice.
Yeah, with the intonations and the timing and, like, speeding up and slowing down. That is very impressive tech demo.
It's not exactly, what your voice would sound like, but it's close enough. And
I feel like that could also be based on the many, many hours of Google Assistant audio you are providing.
They do claim, or I guess they claim the phone calls is not recorded, but that doesn't mean they don't.
They said it takes only 2 minutes or 2 seconds of your voice to clone it, is what they say.
That is an easy thing for Google to say when they have thousands of hours of your voice.
Well, it works on both ends, so the person you're calling doesn't have to have a picture.
That is very true, yeah.
So it's just doing it live.
Actually, to be fair, most people who are calling probably don't have a pixel.
Yeah, right.
If I had to give my kudos to anything in this event, I thought the set was fantastic. The set was really well made. The thing about it, though, is seeing some of our like tech journalist friends posting from there, the way they had to watch the event was like the set was pushed further and all the cameras were in front of like Jimmy and the people. So like they didn't even get to feel like the event was to them. It felt like
it was to the cameras.
It just felt like this was not for tech journalists at all.
I've watched every time I watch an event like this, I kind of in my head try to picture what I think the brief was and like how I think it's being produced. And I could see a lot of reading off teleprompters and like camera to the side, like look at your prompts over here, then read the next prompt over here, and then a little bit of riffing in between, like Jimmy Fallon would go off script once in a while. Oh, are you allowed to say apple? Like a random line here or there where it's just kind of like
Tensor.
Yeah, I could feel some of that, and I honestly think Google probably thinks it went pretty well.
Oh, definitely.
Just
100%.
Based on the fact that nothing derailed, the tech demos worked.
Based on how complex getting that many famous people in one room and trying to get them to all say the right lines and nothing disastredly happening.
Yeah, nothing like GIFable with like a missed handshake or anything crazy like last one.
Or like when the Gemini demo failed twice on the Pixel and only worked on the Galaxy S25.
Yeah, nothing like that happened. So maybe they're happy about it.
They're probably stoked. There are a couple of really quick Fold updates that I want to mention because this year the Fold is almost exactly the same as last year, and so a lot of people are going to like wonder if they should ever upgrade to this thing. And we talked about IP68, which is a big deal, but they also added Pixel Snap to that, which is interesting. And there's all these Pixel Snap accessories like we talked about, and there's a stand, and they specifically, both in the video and the keynote, and also when they came and visited and showed us them, demoed the Pixel Fold being open and being magnetized to the stand to try to like showcase how strong the magnets were. Mm-hmm. It did slouch very slightly to the left. I do remember seeing.
Okay.
But that's at least quite interesting and it's all right,
It is, and how like weighted the stand is, because what David's explaining is when it's open, it's only magnetized to the right side. So now it is like hanging precariously off the side, but the stand is still standing, which obviously takes a lot of precise. You don't want a stand to be really heavy, but it's still to be able to hold it like that.
Right.
It was pretty impressive. I didn't see it slouching, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. They also updated the Made You Look thing for kids, where they have new animations so the kids can laugh at the...
I want to actually try that because...
Yeah, you should try it.
It seems like a great idea, but the amount of times I've had to try and get Lane or my niece of yelling and screaming the words that they love and clapping, I can't imagine a silly little fish on the screen is going to be better than the 20 parents basically begging the kid to just look at them.
I would love to try it because seeing as it's Google and they had it last year on their phone, they had an opportunity to kill this feature or double down on it, and they doubled down on it. They added more faces.
Well, I think it is a perfect thing to play at a T-Mobile store, and a parent sees this oh, my kid will finally look at the camera every time. That is a great... That's going to work perfectly. Let's buy it, and then see it. Maybe. I don't know. I want to try it. If I get a full doll.
Yeah. And then there are a couple more features that are actually taking advantage of the opening screen, which is nice. There's the new camera app, which when you take a photo, it shows the photo you just took on the left, and it has this dynamic stacking feature where when you take more photos, it kind of moves the photo in and it stacks them on top of each other so you can see the whole photo roll, which is nice.
Instant shot, I think, is what they're calling it.
Instant shot. And then they now say that you can drag and drop images and links from one app to another by holding and dropping. It didn't work in our demo, but they were confused why it didn't work. So hopefully that bug is fixed by the time it launches. That's actually very, very helpful.
Yeah, I also really liked the how if you have dual apps open and you can slide the middle slider.
80% of the screen is one.
Yeah, and you can swap between them really quick, and you can flip them. A lot of really quick, intuitive, multifunctional windows.
The reason I've been waiting for the trifold for so long is because I've never really seen the use of the hot dog style foldable. Whereas I see a ton of Galaxy Z flips on the subway because I think that is a lot more. It's easier for people to see and understand, and also it's a square aspect ratio when you do that. So
the software features are really what make the Pixel
every year
the Pixel.
Totally.
And there's some interesting stuff in there that might be tops of the people's lists again, so we will get to that. But of course, before we get there, trivia. It's so long since I've heard that.
All right, guys, another event, which means another edition of
Were You
I wish.
What? We'll just have to pretend it was there.
Is it head to head?
No, it's supposed to be Were You Paying Attention? But my button broke, and we're not going to fix it right now.
One of us could do it.
You want to go to shot?
Were you paying attention?
Good enough. All right, guys. Sorry, I got distracted. But actually, no, I need to complain while we're talking about Google stuff, because Google AI Overview ruined my life yesterday and the day before, because I had a flight from hell where I was.
Did you
Hell, Michigan?
Heaven?
Hell, Michigan. Yeah, how'd you know? Where, long story short, I had a layover through Chicago, ORD, O'Hare, and there was weather, and O'Hare was shut down, and I was trying to figure out how long O'Hare was going to be shut down for, so to know if I needed to rebook my flight that moment. And so naturally, I go to Google.com and I Google, is O'Hare shut down? Or is there a ground stoppage at O'Hare? Or all the necessary things. And of course, when you Google that, the first thing that comes up is a Google AI overview that will always say, yes, it's shut down. And then you click the link and it's from some article from 2017. It's completely irrelevant and stupid information. And you can't disable that. Anyway, that's my rant. Let's get back to...
Were you?
Close enough.
All right.
After using the A word, what did Google VP Adrienne Lofton refer to iPhone users as?
Oh yeah, I got this.
Were you paying attention?
Damn. Yeah, I know.
One of the rare off-script moments.
Apple? Can we say that? Surprisingly, when they showed a low light camera sample, they did show it was directly from the iPhone 16 Pro. I was surprised about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because usually they just say competitor's leading device.
There was someone recording the Jonas Brothers at that party at the end with an iPhone in the background.
Epic.
Sure they loved it.
Yeah. Well, we'll think about that, and the answers will be at the end, like usual. So we'll be right back.
At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high quality walking shoes, which might lead to another discovery.
40,000 steps, baby! Who's on top now, Karen?
You've taken the office step challenge a step too far. Don't worry though, Sierra also has yoga gear. It might be a good place to find your zen. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Eczema isn't always obvious, but it's real. And so is the relief from Ebglyss. After an initial dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab, LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Searching for real relief? Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk Pixel software. The thing that makes the Pixel. There's a couple interesting things that were announced. Some of them are exclusive to the Pixel 10. Some of them are just going to be available for everyone, but they're getting announced with this phone, so that's great too. The one that's Pixel 10 only that seems interesting, that I think might not forever be Pixel 10 only, is called Magic Q. It's very Google. Google knows everything about you already, right? It knows your calendar events, it knows all the emails that you get, it knows your flight reservations, it knows your hotel reservations, it knows your lunch reservations at the restaurant, because you get a confirmation email for everything. So, if you get a text message with someone asking about one of those reservations, you'll get a little magic cue card thing that pops up at the bottom that is just a prompt to answer the question for you without you having to dig back in and find the email.
Kind of like the auto reply is there, and you can press it and it can...
Yeah, it's an auto reply that's pulling from some other service in your Google account somewhere. It seems to work pretty well. There's a couple instances where it makes perfect sense, like someone asking about a flight info. Hey, when does that flight land? Oh, okay, well, I know the answer already because I know the last email you got about that flight says it would land at this time. Boom, here's your answer.
Something that was surprising to me about it is that in like text messages, if someone asks where are we eating or what's your flight info, it grabs it and it just puts it in like a regular string. So it's just like, we're going to Cracker Barrel. It just says Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
But I feel like...
Doesn't dress it up.
I'm surprised that they don't do that plus a Google Maps link or something.
Yeah, actually that would make sense.
You might usually just say the name of the place, but usually when I send someone a location, I send them a Google Maps.
If I'm asking you, like, where is the reservation we're going to tonight, I would almost definitely want to know where it is.
Especially
because
if you're from, like,
I don't even remember.
Yeah. The feature demo we tried just was like typing the name of the restaurant.
Really? That's all it did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the 2 points of failure. Like it could already grab the wrong email. Like I said, if it's grabbing, if I Google is Chicago airport shut down and it's pulling things from 6 years ago.
Yes.
Who's to say it's not going to pull a reservation from 6 years ago? And then, who's to say it won't pull the wrong Google Maps link too? And then all of a sudden,
theoretically,
your plans are ruined.
That's theoretically though. You know the restaurant you're going to, or like or like you sort of know your flight number, kind of.
There are
you just don't remember the like specific details, right? So you can like verify whether or not it's right.
I think like in terms of a restaurant, it would most likely be like, well, if you're asking for tonight, you're in New York, it's probably going to be the one in New York or the one that's today. You know, like I'm asking for today.
I asked Gemini yesterday about a today thing.
AI overview is a lot weirder because it's using the whole internet, where this is all using the stuff like contacts. In your calendar, email. It's so much more niche of what it is. I'd be more confused of what if I have 2 reservations? What if the amount of times you have probably 3 different flights booked at some point, and as long as it's not like, if you're just like, when's your flight this week? You might have 4 different answers for that. Or like, those things get confusing. I wonder, will it give you options? Because like you said, you kind of know what it is or what that person might be asking about.
There was a screenshot in the event of 2 different options.
Oh, really?
One of them had 2 options and you could pick one. So I'm going to have to test this a little bit. I mean, we tested the couple setup versions they had for us, and obviously they worked because they were set up. But it seems like one of those things that Google can pull off because they know a lot about you and they can just surface that information and it's convenient. It's the type of thing that Apple would like